and taking no part in either way. But they was not satisfied with our peaceful stand, and I knew that this was only a trial for them, to show my own people that they cares nothing about you humbling yourself to them or trying to be neutral and not to make no attack either way. This was a good example for you to see that these brute forces cares nothing about you being neutral, cares nothing about you trying to be humble in their midst, cares nothing about you being innocent. He don't care nothing about the innocent no more than he cares for the guilty. His only evil intention is to get rid of the Negro in any way that he possibly can, and especially he would like to get rid of him in death. There they goes and attack our temple there and shoots it up, claims that someone shot at them from the mosque, but never has produced actually the person that shot at them nor a gun. They found no gun in the mosque. This is the proof that we does not resort to carnal weapons. They didn't like to leave us there without doing some harm or killing some of us. Whether we was doing anything harmful or not, this is all false that we shot at them. They know it's false. They can't prove that false. Then they hauled down 52 of my followers and put them in jail. For what? 52 people had shot at them? No. This is all they wanted to do, claiming that they had now brought the city in calm and in peace, and they must go. But the National Guards and the police of Los Angeles just couldn't leave the Muslims there from starting something with them or trying to kill them. They tried to provoke us and could not. So they just goes then and shoots up their own brother's building. We didn't own the building, no, we don't own the building, but was trying to buy it. And they set it on it, pulls 500 bullets, they said, through it, and then made mark of it, that they shot it up, and it looks like Swiss cheese. This is to tell you and me how happy they are to do evil to the black man, how happy they are to try and get rid of the Muslim. I said to Americans, this is a step to her doom. I said to Americans that from the government in Washington all the way to the coast, or either way you may take it, whatever the power of the United States is at or exercise, we Muslims, they want to kill. They want to get rid of it. But I say killing the Muslims in America only is inviting your near doom. It's only invited. We have the power of heaven and earth on our side. This is only an offer to you to get you into plenty trouble. We don't care what you want to do for us, but we will make a stand for ourselves and inviting our brothers throughout America, whether you believe in Islam or not. I say, we're inviting you to join in with us and let us take a stand for ourselves. Say, there is no justice for us. There is no help for us in this nation. We must remember that we must try now to defend ourselves against a free, loose army roaming the highways and the streets of the cities and towns of America to kill us. Assalamu alaikum. What's going on in Los Angeles today? It isn't a trial of my followers before the courts of the infidels and before the people that have proven themselves enemies of my fathers and myself and all of my people, the darker people of earth. They have proven themselves openly that they are the enemies of black man. And they have proven that they are against the Negro in America from becoming a Muslim. Therefore, they stand in the way of the converting of the Negro into Islam in America. This my time is now about up to half an hour or so. And so I will continue this broadcast on the same subject next week at the same hour, if permitted. I thank you who has been listening. May the peace and the blessing of Almighty God be with you as I say unto you in the Arab greetings. I salam alaikum. Why should we want to go from a people who legend for us? Why should we want to go from a people who every night we can see our own brother out there falling under the blows of so-called peace officers and falling at the bullet from his gun? From this, I have seen policemen go and pick one of our people to try and make him say something so that they can get a chance to beat him or kill him. I know that to be fact. You say that you want to help us. Help us where? Help us to do what? If you don't want to help us to leave you with a good sell-off, then what are you going to help us to do if we stay here? You want us to stay here, as the Bible teaches us in you. You want to hold us as a slave. That's all. And again, symbolically, it said in Daniel that the beast had 2 ribs out of man with his mouth that he saw rise up on this the water. We must remember this symbolic picture must be interpreted, understood. If he had 2 ribs in his mouth of a man, what man had he had? The beast is a picture of our enemy. Our enemy is just like a wild vicious beast who always is ready to pounce upon us and destroy our lives like a wild beast. I have lived with you all my life. I was born in the South. I have looked upon evil treatment of our people day and night and have shed tears for it many old times. No justice whatsoever. I have seen my own people knocked down and kicked about just because they asked for a fair settlement. And I have heard your own brother in this house say to them, you take what I say. You don't figure behind me, nigga. You don't want to be made known your evil threats. And to us in the past and our present. Why? Because you have some bootlickers out there and they are crazy about you and you want to keep them like that. You should be ashamed of yourself today to lynch and kill so-called Negroes while you have an army full of Negroes here and there all over the earth, helping you to fight and protect and maintain the government that you want. You should be ashamed of it. Especially when that same slave, father, slave for your father, for nothing. And now you will go and take him before your own judge and there give him an unjust judgment. This is a shame thing. Do you think that you are going to get away with this forever? If God Almighty help upon me, help that the old clay pots in the time of Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar was sacred to his house, that he would bring a punishment upon these 2 kings that should go down in the history as a warning nation and kings that would come after these two. If those clay vessels, a golden vessel, a silver vessel, was sacred in the eyes of God in those days, that he destroyed the power of rule of Nebuchadnezzar and put him as a disgrace among beasts. And Belshazzar was still outright for taking that same vessel, pouring wine, intoxicating drinks in it, and making mark of the vessel as being a sacred vessel to God. He turned his kingdom over to other rulers. He divided his kingdom in between three different people. Do you think now that after 400 years of destroying, making blind, deaf, and dumb, this people that you call Negroes are slain, which means something hard, something life, something that is neutral. It don't know how to go for itself. It is not either this nor that. It's a neutral thing. That you can mistreat them and get away with it for 400 years, frying their flesh into the fire, shooting them down at will all over the country, making a mark of God's protection for them. Do you think that God will sleep forever and allow you to treat the people like that? Recently, here in Los Angeles, on the 27th of May, 75 police came over to kill all that they could of my followers in March number 27. Think over that. 75 police is well armed with all kinds of shooting weapons, chains, and start shooting point blank at unarmed people who were not able to even strike back with a club. And you sit silently and laugh under your sleeve, say you should have killed all of them Negroes. Do you think that you're going to get away with it? I say you're gravely mistaken if you think that you're going to kill us and get away with it. We have been put here as a dare for God to get a chance to fight you. We know that we're going to lose a few, but we know that God's going to kill all of you.
Who were lost here in the Western Hemisphere 400 years ago, brought in here and were sold as slaves and were put in chains, worked for 300 long years in servitude slave. By one John Hopkins, a slave trader of England, who was the first one to bring our fathers into the Western Hemisphere to be made slaves, to do the hard labor for the American white man. They have served him well, and today they are still, in the eyes of the white man, their worst enemies. They beat and they kill the Negro day and night throughout the country of Americas. This so-called American Negro, the lost and found member of the tribe of survives, suffers night and day at the hand of his slave master's children. Now today, Allah, the Almighty God of the university, decided to choose this people to be his people, and he to be their God, and is now calling them by his name, and has said to me that he would avenge the American so-called Negro of that evil, that injustice done to them by their slave master and his children. The day the end of their time of serving this people has come. And the God of heaven and earth, whose proper name is Allah, is seeking freedom, justice, and equality for the so-called American Negro. Then universal corruption, universal war, troubles, disasters coming upon the nation. It is due, number one, because of the end of such corruption to be replaced by justice and freedom and equality. This world that we are now living in must suffer some of the consequence that she has given to us. The continuously beating and killing the so-called American Negro without any just cause whatsoever. As she did to my followers in Los Angeles, as you know. Today, yourself, there was no just cause for her to go in. Hamas there, shoot him down. 6 men there, who was unarmed, whom they had at their mercy, and could have arrested them, taken them to court if they had did any evil. Since they was unarmed, they wanted to do anything that they thought that they would be justified in doing if they saw that the people, my followers, was fighting them with their naked hands, if they had been doing such. But they weren't even doing that. They had their clubs. They could have used them. But no, they used both clubs and guns on poor little defenseless Muslims. Muslims that had nothing to fight back with but their hand and the word of God. Stood helpless before their gunfire, shooting them down at point blank for nothing. Absolutely nothing, only just because they hate Muslim and because they hate the preachings of freedom, justice, and equality to the so-called American Negro. They hate the idea of anything coming to the Negro of good. And therefore, they do these evils to frighten the other Negroes, to keep them from coming to receiving their own salvation. Frighten them away from the color of good, the color of salvation to his people. That's all it was did for, just because that they was Muslim, as the whole of Quran teaches. This particular people must taste the evil that their own hands has wrought. One police claimed that he shot all of them, in a way of speaking. He know he shot down some 4 or 5 others, boasting that he shot them down at point blank. Nobody was bothering him. He just wanted to kill Negroes, as he has always, and his fathers and his fathers' fathers have loved to do. Kill the poor innocent Negro, just to see him fall dead, and go and rejoice over it. And the government, who holds authorities and power over all of her citizens, sit down and act as though she's deaf, and act as though she have not eyes to see when it comes to the hurt of the poor so-called American Negro. She cares nothing about it at all. Don't even speak a word in his favor. The police, the preacher, the church, throughout the land, never say nothing about coming to the defense of the so-called American Negro. I mean white preachers, not black preachers, white preachers, white priestess. They all hate the so-called American Negro and never have this white, really Christian religion come to the aid of the so-called American Negro against his ever murderous enemies. So that they allow decide to bring some of this on your own head that you're putting out on the head of innocent people by raising up enemies far and from near, to let you taste some of your evil done to your innocent slave who is crying today to Allah for mercy, for protection against an open loose, prowling enemy walking around day and night, killing poor innocent, defenseless black people, whom the government's courts will not defend against their own kind. No, they will not even listen to the case, as they today are ever preparing false excuses for what they done to my followers in L.A. Preparing false statements to try to make their own evil open, universally known evil and murder of this people, our followers, for no other reason than that they was Muslims. They want now to put the charge on the one that they killed, that they was trying to kill them, that they were doing this in self-defense. Though the poor man lying in death had nothing but his hands, and didn't even raise them, shot down just in cold blood. Do you think that the God of justice will forever allow you to go on killing poor innocent people like that, who are at your feet? They're already at your mercy. And the people whom you have already spoiled, you and your fathers. And now today, you desire to continue the stroke upon them as the Bible teaches, and whose jails are now filled with them. They're crying to Allah for mercy, for deliverance. Allah will have mercy on us. Allah will deliver us. Allah will repay our enemies, as it is written, for their evils done to us. All of this, we must remember that these things must come to pass regardless to whom or what. We hear of wars and wars and wars coming. Along the way, evil is determined against this people. Trouble is ever now ringing in the ears of the people, as Jesus prophesied that it would come a time of trouble as never was since there was a nation, and never shall be the like afterwards. Men are staying away in their homes for looking at the great troubles coming upon their nation. Their hearts failing them with fear over these things that they see coming upon them. These things is now approaching. These things is flashing themselves in our eyes and in our ears, and it cannot be denied that it must come to pass. Must come to pass. Why? Because it's an evil that the American people should suffer the consequence for what they have done to us, the poor so-called American Negro. They have killed us without even showing any sign of regret, but have laughed over the murder of the poor so-called American Negro, have carried his dead ears in the pocket around to show, look, I killed the Negro, as though he had killed a lion or something that was destroying his people. No, it was just a poor little defenseless slave that he owned. And he actually thought he was an aggressor from abroad that had jumped over his orders and had killed several members of his family. No, he rejoiced in killing innocent people. Now the Lord, the God of heaven and of earth, decide to send his own enemies now against them. Kill your enemies if you want to kill. Busy yourself in trying to slaughter those who will be after you, to slaughter you, instead of having spirit of killing the poor slave who is absent.